नतालिया शाहरुख. नतालिया साहब, हमने बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो हमने डिस्कस कर ली हैं. मसूद साहब और आपसे माजरत, क्योंकि लास्ट स्पीकर जो होते हैं ना, उनके आने तक बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो है वो ऑलरेडी बाकी सब स्पीकर मेंशन कर चुके होते हैं. So I'll try to focus my question on other issues as well. But फ्यूचर वॉरफेयर अब क्या सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो है वो ड्रोन्स का है, या एयर के अंदर भी जो है वो वॉरफेयर होगी? आई मीन लुकिंग एट दिस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, पाकिस्तान इंडिया एक दूसरे के, जहां पर 1965 की वॉर, 71 और फिर कारगिल जैसे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट भी हो चुके हैं, तो क्या अब फ्यूचर वॉरफेयर सिर्फ आपको एयर में नजर आ रहा है, या फिर डू यू थिंक दिस वाज जस्ट अ फेज? So, along with your notes and input on the issue, please.
So I'll start with your by answering your question first. Assalamu to everyone. पहले तो बड़ा थोड़ा intimidating होता है अपने प्रोफेसर के सामने बोलना.
He's the last speaker. We're saving him for the last.
It already is. But okay, so starting with your question, which is a very pertinent question that everybody nowadays, air warfare, drone warfare, this is the new talk of the town. Everybody is talking about air dominance, air superiority. So what I think is that, see, the integration of artificial intelligence or the emerging technologies is not just there in the air domain, first of all. Yes, what I believe is that this India-Pakistan conflict was more of a stage for the world to see what AI can do in air power, like drone warfare, air defense systems, early warning systems and everything. But yes, there is much more to it. As the AI and the potential of artificial intelligence and other emerging technology, it keeps unfolding, the world will keep on seeing what is happening. Like you can take some of the major powers of the world. You can see Russia, you can see China, you can see America. What they are doing, they're also integrating it into their naval nuclear submarines. They are building up these swarm drones, underwater drones. They are also working on the early warning system, which are underwater, submerged inside the water, which will be, and China has allegedly claimed that it will be able to even pick up the vibrations of a nuclear submarine. That also brings a very, very big question for the second strike capability of the states, because the whole nuclear deterrence is based on the second strike capability. So what if, with the emergence of these integration of these emerging technologies, now states are able to develop a platform that can even counter that or detect that. So these technologies, they are not just there in air power. I think they are being integrated in all domains. That is why now the question is that, जिसना आपने इनसे भी पूछा question, कि क्या ये technologies जो हैं ये conflict को बढ़ा रही हैं या states will refrain? So yeah, exactly. So the point here is that it can be both ways. Because at the same time, they are giving those strength to the mechanisms and all those components to fight. At the same time, उनके countermeasures भी वही emerging technologies develop करती हैं. So yes, the future is yet to unfold. So I think this conflict, just to answer your question very precisely, was just a stage where both the states, they try to depict all the latest technologies that they could. Can I start with my own? Okay, so when we talk about India-Pakistan conflict, I think the traditional concept of India-Pakistan, जो हम लोग हमेशा बचपन से पढ़ते हैं, the textbook, which is shaped by warfare, mistrust, hostility, this diet has today entered into an era of emerging technologies, जिनको हम fourth industrial revolution के साथ भी link करते हैं. जिस तरह industrial revolutions आती गई हैं, this fourth industrial revolution is also called as disruptive revolution. Why? Because इसमें जितनी भी ये टेक्नोलॉजीज है, जैसे इन्होंने कहा कि these are dual use technologies. इनका दोनों तरीके, they are integrated into the civilian sector as well. They are also being integrated into the military sectors as well. So this is a very tricky scenario for both India and Pakistan. What I see about this conflict, which was unique, that I saw that it was the system of systems at wars. This is the term that we use. जैसे रजा साहब ने बोला अभी, it was not just one system that was at war, even in the air domain. No, it was multiple systems. It was I think it was a tremendous depiction of what net-centric war could do, where you are picking up sensors, you are picking up information, data from ground sensors, from your drones, from your command and control, from your aircraft, everything from your defense system, and then it gives one clear picture to the players in that game. So yes, this is bringing the world into a new era, a new battlefield, where AI emerges as an invisible combatant. You don't know who you are fighting actually. Coming towards the India and Pakistan capabilities, now one thing which I'd like to mention is that we all know that India is a 7 times larger economy and much bigger than Pakistan. In terms of this conflict, yes, we did gain the air superiority, just Raza Saab ne bhi bataya and all. One thing that I'd like to add is that I also believe why they were not able to employ those technologies can also be one of the reasons because they were not expecting that amount of efficiency from Pakistan. That was not, I think, they were taken by surprise in that. Otherwise, India has also employed one more thing which is very important. जैसा आपने बोला कि this was not a complete play of artificial intelligence. No. एक तो artificial intelligence states like India and Pakistan जो कि भी recently they have started taking these baby steps in this domain. So they have not integrated those whole platforms. जिस तरह अगर आप बात करें US is working on the Loyal Wingman project जहाँ बीच में aircraft है and it is surrounded by a swarm of drones. और वो उसको सपोर्ट करेंगे या इसका चाइनीज प्रोग्राम्स आर आल्सो देयर रशिया इज वर्किंग ऑन द सेम प्रोग्राम जहाँ पे किलर रोबोट्स की बात हो रही है सब कंप्लीट ऑटोनोमस होगा ये वैसा नहीं था सो बोथ द स्टेट्स आर नॉट लुकिंग फॉर प्लेटफॉर्म्स व्हिच हैव कंप्लीट इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ एआई एंड गिव देम कि ये फुल ऑटोनोमस प्लेटफॉर्म है नो एआई हैज बीन यूज्ड इन फ्रेगमेंटेड फॉर्मेशन AI was there in different segments, different fragments which were there. Yes. So जिस तरह सबने बता दिया है again disadvantage end पे बोलने का ड्रोन वॉरफेयर हमने देखा है ड्रोन्स हमने यूज किए हैं इजरायली ड्रोन्स थे जो कि लॉयटरिंग म्यूनिशंस जिनको हम कहते हैं AI was there टारगेट एक्विजिशन के अंदर प्रिसिजन के अंदर then similarly Pakistan also employed ड्रोन जिसमें हमारा there was this Burak, we used Burak 3, that was also there, with geospatial capabilities and takes the data and everything and gives this clear picture. So these things are very important and they are reshaping the dynamics of warfare जो इंडिया पाकिस्तान के अंदर है क्यों इंडिया पाकिस्तान के ऊपर इतनी बात हो रही है because we being a comparatively जो हम हमेशा से देखते आ रहे हैं conventionally weaker हैं हमसे numerically weaker अगर हम हैं तो it has always been one of the major concerns that yes Pakistan is always talking about the nuclear weapons जरा सी बात होती है पाकिस्तान कहते हैं हमने nuclear weapons use करते हैं जरा सी बात होती है हम कहते हैं that is the signaling that we keep doing this is the question what if the threshold is crossed and you never get to know this is the downside of using these technologies coming back to the conflict I think cyber warfare was again another domain जहाँ पे extensively artificial intelligence was used जो हमारे there was claimed resources claimed that there was this operation Salar which was there and it was done in different waves जो कि किया गया जहाँ पे हम कहते हैं उनके grid station जो है हमने हैक किए then there were certain major important websites जो Indian थी वो हैक की गई हैं so all of these जिसे उन्होंने कहा कि everything was integrated now this raises a question that if everything is integrated in a cyber domain you don't know what you are tackling you don't know what you are attacking what you are being attacked on so उससे एक और issue जो खड़ा होता है that is about the traditional nuclear deterrence क्या dilute कर जाएगी या नहीं करेगी and in this kind of scenario where states are extensively and rigorously integrating artificial intelligence and emerging technologies उसका issue ये है that you have to have a very strong cross-domain deterrence as well which is अगर आपको land पे threat है you are responding from sea आपको sea से है तो you are responding from air so this is how this thing works other than these जो air defense systems हैं उसके अंदर भी partially AI has been used उनका जो S-400 है उसके अंदर उसके बारे में मैं पढ़ रही थी तो वहाँ पे भी it was used in threat assessment के लिए भी यूज होता है वो और radar tracking के लिए भी यूज होता है similarly they have this Bhadrabhastra system as well that is also a missile system then they have this Sahastra Shakti laser weapon system जो कि सिर्फ फोकस करता है how to neutralize the drones through laser that is also assisted with AI so there are so many things then they have this Akash Tir system as well which is a command and control system जो कि real time information देता है awareness देता है जितने भी players होते हैं उस game के अंदर so they can see what actually is happening at the battlefield में हो क्या रहा है और there's so much that I can say but since I'm compressed with time and most of the things have been discussed
एक चीज जरूर बताएं कि एक जो बहुत सारे लोगों का नोशन है कि if you have technology, if you have money, then you can stop these drones or missiles coming. और एक हमने ये चीज़ देखी कि ये ईरान और जो अभी इसराइल वाला कॉन्फ्लिक्ट था, उसमें एक इम्प्रेशन ये गया कि चाहे आपके पास जितने बड़े मिसाइल डिफेंस सिस्टम हो, आप सब मिसाइलों को नहीं रोक सकते. So, do you agree with that assessment?
Okay, so it also depends again. First of all, yes, drone is comparatively cheaper technology. It is, when I say cheaper, it's not just the cost of in terms of money. It is also in terms of the human loss या एक आपका human risk जो involve होता है. अगर आप fixed wing aircraft है या कुछ है, तो उसमें आपके बहुत से बाकी issues भी आ जाते हैं. You have this risk of losing your pilot. You have so many things at stake. But once you're talking about drones, so yes, it is comparatively cheaper. Against the air defense systems, yes, the problem is that initially when this drone warfare and everything was emerging, yes, it emerged as a very pertinent and a very what should I say, a very potent kind of a platform जिससे आप कम investment के साथ अपने objectives achieve कर सकते हैं. But now states are working with this. इसीलिए I mentioned the air defense systems as well.
ठीक.
So India is also working on this air defense system. अपना S-400 recently उन्होंने बल्कि announce किया है. That they are also trying to modify it with more artificial intelligence. So जो पीछे इनके loopholes रह गए हैं in targeting, in assessing the situation, the battlefield, वो नहीं रहे.
ठीक.
So I'll just end this by whether these stabilize or they destabilize. So there are many concepts which are actually associated with the emerging technologies in any case study.
Right.
Which is there, whether it will affect the strategic stability, क्योंकि arms race भी होगी आपकी जिस तरह हमने देखा इंडिया पाकिस्तान में, और अभी this new crisis instability situation भी आ सकती है बहुत
बिल्कुल ही
closely, ठीक है. तो इसी के अंदर आपकी nuclear threshold एक weaker state क्या अपना nuclear threshold maintain कर पाएगा नहीं कर पाएगा, that is an issue.
Thank you so much, Ms. Natalia Shahrukh. I think